It's a historic change, a milestone that will usher in a whole new era for UEFA Champions League. From the 2.0 to 4 to 2.0 to 5 season, fans will no longer see the image. Players raw spinning the ball. Open the lottery and reveal the name of the team in which table. They're all going to be glued to the entire screen. Because the draw, it's going to be done entirely by the UEFA supercomputer. Promises new technology that will make everything transparent and save more time. To make sure the process is fair, UEFA also cooperates, the world's leading accounting firm, Ernst & Young, to carry out surveillance. Immediately after receiving this information, the fan reaction seems to be going the opposite way. With those promises. Story: the controversial draw of the Champions League. It's happened so many times in the past, when done by human flesh and blood. With the introduction of the next supercomputer, people wonder that, is technology just a cover? And behind the curtain, the hands are even easier to manipulate. There are so many questions and doubts right now. To get a clear view, let's first find out the new format of the UEFA Champions League. 2024-2025 from 32 teams. Next season's Champions League will be expanded to 36 teams. If you keep the same lottery challenge, UEFA says they will need about 1,000 balls, with at least 36 balls on stage. This could lead to a very long draw, lasted somewhere over 3 to 4 hours. UEFA says this is too long, equivalent to an Oscar ceremony, and the audience will be boring. About how to draw by computer porcelain, the ceremony is expected to be shortened, just over 30 minutes left. Ensure the criteria is fast and streamlined. 36 winners according to the group stage. Next season's Champions League will be divided into 4 groups, count in order in the UEFA club rankings. If in the old format, the teams in Group 1 will include Kim won the Champions League, champions of the Europa League, and 6 champions of Europe's top 6 national leagues. But from now on, from Group 1 to Group 4, will be ranked from top to bottom according to the ranking. This change led to Atalanta's whether the Europa champion. The league also dropped to the second seed group. Just returned to the Champions League after a long absence. Synonymous ball, their accumulated points less. We also have to get down to Group 2. In the late draw, you need to know that computers will not do 100% of the work. The UEFA website clearly explains the following. The drawing process will start with Group 1. The first team will be selected by the committee, Random Craft, and then the computer came into the business to pick out an opponent for that team. This process goes on and on. It's the same with the circle. The competition is descending until the 4th seed group. The teams of the same league will not meet in the group stage. The software installed will also decide which match takes place at home, what game takes place on the field. Total, a team in next season's Champions League group stage. They will play 8 games. The draw is to select raw to opponents from each group for that team in all 4 groups. Before, a team will only play 6 matches to complete the group stage. But with this new paradigm, what do we have? The most waiting thing is, the teams are in the 1st and 2nd seed groups. The 2 strongest teams will have to play 2 more matches, meet tough opponents in the same group. Previously the teams were in Group 1. We won't have to meet in the group stage. A completely new Champions League, with very high capability, a series of fascinating great battles. It will happen right from the group stage. And table round. How to choose the degrees of progression of the new format. It's very similar to the Swiss format. 36 teams were grouped in one group. Score from top to bottom after 8 games. 18 degrees will go straight to the knockout ring. At the same time, there's a home advantage in the second leg. Teams ranked 924, total 16 degrees. We'll have to hit the layer to select raw 8 teams to go forward. The 8 losing teams will be officially eliminated. There is no place to play in the Europa League like before. Compared to the old format Champions League next season, there will be more tickets through the group stage. But getting into the first round of 8 is tough. Or you have to fight to get to the top 8. Or if it falls to 924, you'll have to knock each other out. 29/8-2. Draw for the Champions League group stage 2.0 to 4. 2.0 to 5 will officially take place. And it's certainly a very interesting event. UEFA confirmed that machines will help make it happen. Fairness and transparency. But machines, after all, it's just a tool controlled by humans. Many fans, they are expressing concern about this change. The draws. The UEFA Champions League has never been over. And it's always been called into question about transparency. Even last season, everyone was wondering, in some way, that the people who draw, you can put the 4 strongest teams in the same group. It's Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Arsenal. Go back another 2 years. Surely no one has forgotten the wrong lottery of the first round of 8 Champions League. For the first time in history, something happened. Have to reload. It's a rare incident or a play that's been debunked. No one knows the answer behind it. UEFA made 3 mistakes at the same time. The first is they took the ball in Manchester United's name into the basket of Vieira's opponents, while these 2 teams met in the group stage. The second mistake was the same when UEFA put the Liverpool ball in the group. The teams can meet Atletico Madrid in the round 8. These 2 teams are also in the same group. The third mistake was a ball called Manchester United, not to be put in the opponents of Atletico Madrid, while these 2 teams are eligible to meet. The football world has been a mess. At the beginning of the draw, there's a dream match. Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester United, where Messi and Ronaldo. It's going to be a great competition. However, the joy of the fans quickly dissipated. UEFA announces serious mistake during the draw. Following complaints from the clubs, they've decided to redraw all 8 pairs. Finally, PEG met Real Madrid and Manchester United met. In the face of a wave of intense criticism of flaws during the draw, UEFA has issued a controversial statement. Lottery support software has not worked effectively. According to UEFA, the software should be excluded. Opponents who are not eligible to meet the team has been picked. However, due to a technical failure, this didn't happen. This is from UEFA. Met with very strong opposition. Many people think that it's just a way of avoiding responsibility. Football is going through a revolution with these rapid changes. The new format of the Champions League. Although UEFA claims that these changes to increase competitiveness and attractiveness, many people still have doubts. Dependent on the draw. Many people are concerned about the possibility of manipulation. As a result, these changes. Is it really good for football or not? Or is it just a revolution to serve the interests of some individuals? Changing the format of the Champions League will mark a major turning point in the history of this tournament itself, from increasing the number of participants until adjusting the calculation of points and rounds more. UEFA had a major operation. But behind the flashy claims, many people still feel very confused. Is this the way to legalize it? To increase the commercial appeal of the tournament? Something new always causes a wave of controversy. There is also support and opposition, but it all stops at the point of view. Only when the new format goes live, the right and the wrong will be seen. Let's wait until August 29th to get the answer in the very raffle. New coming soon.